Imagine working your final shift as a flight attendant after years in the skies, exhausted, emotional, and just ready to land for the last time. Then out of nowhere, your boyfriend boards your plane as a passenger, and right before landing in front of a full cabin, he stands up and does something that made my knees weak. This is the story of how the skies gave me the biggest surprise of my life. Hey, I'm Claire. I've been a flight attendant for 7 years. It's been a whirlwind, late nights, jet lag, crying babies, missed holidays, but also unforgettable adventures, friendships, and stories I'll carry forever. But after all those years, I knew it was time. I wanted a change, a more stable life, a real routine. So I turned in my notice, and this flight, a standard route from Los Angeles to Seattle, was going to be my very last. I didn't tell many people, just my closest friends, my crew, and of course, my boyfriend, Nate. We'd been together for almost 2 years. He was sweet, grounded, and incredibly supportive through the chaos of my unpredictable schedule. But he wasn't a fan of flying, like at all. So when I told him my last flight was coming up, he gave me a kiss and said, "I'll be cheering you on from the ground." That morning, everything felt strangely normal. Coffee in hand, I rolled my suitcase down the terminal, said hi to the gate crew, and did my routine checks. But inside, I was emotional. It felt like the end of a chapter I never thought I'd close. As passengers boarded, I plastered on my usual smile. "Welcome aboard, seat 14A, just down this way." And then my heart skipped. Standing in the line was Nate, wearing a jacket I'd never seen before, holding a small carry-on and grinning like he knew a secret. I froze for a second. What are you doing here?" He just winked. "Just here for the ride." I was stunned. He hated flying. He'd never boarded a plane with me, ever. And yet, here he was, on my final flight, sitting in 14A. I tried to stay professional, but my mind was spinning. We took off like any other flight. The seatbelt signs came on, the engines roared, and I went into flight mode. But every time I passed row 14, Nate was there, smiling at me. Calm, cool, mysterious. About an hour into the flight, things got a little bumpy, just light turbulence. But Nate didn't even flinch, which was weird because he normally gets nervous. Something was definitely going on. After beverage service, he handed me a folded napkin as I walked by. I opened it discreetly. Inside, he'd scribbled, "Check your bag when we land. Love you." What? I wanted to scream questions at him, but I had a job to do. Still, my hands were shaking, my heart pounding. What was he planning? The rest of the flight passed in a blur. As we began our descent into Seattle, I felt the weight of it all. This was the last time I'd make these announcements, help passengers find their bags, say goodbye at the door. The wheels touched down smoothly. A few passengers clapped. I took a deep breath. It was over, or so I thought. The moment the plane came to a stop at the gate, Nate stood up before the seatbelt sign even turned off. I went into automatic mode, about to remind him to sit down. And then I saw it. He was holding a small velvet box. My heart stopped. Passengers turned. Phones came out. My coworker gasped behind me. Nate stepped into the aisle and cleared his throat. "Excuse me, everyone. I know you're all eager to deplane, but I need just 1 minute. Because today isn't just any flight, it's Claire's last. And she's not just any flight attendant. She's the love of my life." Tears immediately. I could barely stand. He continued, I've watched her take care of strangers with so much heart, give up holidays, birthdays, weekends, and still find time to love me. And now I want to make sure she never has to fly solo again. He knelt right there in the aisle. Claire, will you marry me? The cabin exploded with applause. A man in first class shouted, "Say yes." I was crying, laughing, shaking. Yes, of course, yes. He stood up, kissed me, and everyone around us clapped again. Even the captain came on the speaker to say, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special passenger today, and she just got engaged at 30,000 feet. Later, off the plane, I asked him how he pulled it off. He'd worked with my crew secretly, booked the flight weeks ago, slipped the ring into my tote bag while I was checking supplies before takeoff. Every detail planned. That day didn't just mark the end of my career as a flight attendant. It marked the beginning of something bigger. Now I look back and smile, knowing my final flight gave me the biggest gift of all: love, commitment, and a moment I'll never forget. So if you enjoyed that story, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more real-life stories from the skies. From drama to love, I've seen it all. And remember, you never know when your next flight might change your life forever. Fly safe, and maybe, just maybe, fall in love along the way.